A client once snapped his fingers at me, told my boss I was replaceable, and had me thrown off the system I built. 34 days later, he needed exactly one phone number. Let me tell you how much it cost him. I was a senior engineer at a consulting agency. Our biggest client was a retail chain, 90 stores. And for 2 years, my job was building the system that tracked every item they owned, what was in every store, every warehouse, every truck. The inventory ledger. Boring name, beating heart. If that ledger was wrong, 90 stores were flying blind. The client side was run by a vice president named Voss. Voss wore a watch that cost more than my car and treated every meeting like a courtroom, where he was both judge and the only witness that mattered. He didn't ask questions, he issued verdicts. And his favorite verdict, delivered to anyone who slowed him down, was everyone is replaceable. For 2 years, I absorbed it because the work mattered more than the man. Then came the cutover, the day his whole chain would switch from the old system to mine. I had one professional obligation left: tell the truth about the timeline. The truth was this: his launch date was unsafe. The data needed a staging period, 3 weeks where the old and new systems run side by side, so every number could be checked before anyone trusted it. Skip it, and any error in the transfer would flow silently into the ledger and multiply. I didn't say it dramatically. I said it the way an engineer says it. Here is the risk. Here is the cost of 3 weeks. Here is the cost of skipping them. Voss let me finish. Then he looked at my boss, not at me, snapped his fingers toward the door and said, "I want someone on this account who finds ways to say yes. This one's replaceable. Replace him." My boss complied. He had to. The account paid 40 salaries. I want to be honest about that moment. It stung. 2 years of my best work, and I was walked off it for refusing to lie about arithmetic. But here's what I did before I left, and it's the only reason this story has a third act. I wrote the handover of my life. Every component documented, every risk listed. And at the top, a one-page memo, dated and addressed to Voss's steering committee. Cutover without staging reconciliation risks silent corruption of the inventory ledger during peak season. I had it formally acknowledged, received, logged, on the record. Then I wished the new team luck, and meant it, because none of what was coming would be their fault. Voss launched on his date. No staging. Of course he did. For 4 weeks, nothing happened, which is exactly what silent corruption looks like. The errors were small at first. A store showing 12 units of something it didn't have, a warehouse count drifting by a few percent. Each error fed the ordering system, which trusted the ledger, which was quietly wrong. Then peak season traffic hit, and the drift became a flood. Stores selling items the system swore didn't exist. Trucks delivering stock to shelves that were already full. 90 stores flying blind in the busiest month of the year. The new team was good, but they were standing in a building they hadn't designed, holding blueprints I'd drawn. The reconciliation logic, the machinery that could untangle exactly this disaster, was mine. I'd built it for the staging period Voss refused to run. The call came on a Thursday. Not to me, to my CEO. Voss wanted the original engineer on site immediately. And my CEO, to her lasting credit, said the most beautiful sentence in corporate English. "Of course, let me send over the change order." The terms: an advisory engagement at 3 times my normal billing rate, a signed change order before I walked in the door, and one condition I asked for personally. The staging environment I had specified would be built first, exactly to my original memo, before any fix went live. Voss's signature went on all of it. The man who snapped his fingers at me signed a document agreeing, in writing, that I had been right. I untangled the ledger in 9 days, with my old memo as the cover page of the recovery plan. Not as a trophy, but because it genuinely was the best summary of the problem. At the wrap-up meeting, Voss shook my hand and managed 4 words. We should have listened. It was the closest thing to an apology that watch would allow.
He was right about one thing, though. Everyone is replaceable. It just turns out that replacing someone has a price. And the price is set by how much you understood about what they actually did. Voss thought he was replacing a man who said no. He was actually replacing the only person who knew why yes was dangerous.
People show you who they are when they need nothing from you. Contracts show you who they are when they need everything.
If you felt that ending was deserved, there's a new story of quiet justice here every Tuesday and Friday. Subscribe so you never miss the comeuppance. And tell me in the comments, would you have gone back at all, even at triple the rate?